Surveillance is probably at an all-time high, while privacy is probably at an all-time low. So what happened? You know, it sort of seemed like we were waging this war, and it seemed like we won the war, and now here we are in this strange situation. Well, I think part of my thesis here is that in many ways, I feel like the cypherpunks were preparing for a future. And the future that they anticipated was fascism. But what we got was social democracy. And that's not necessarily better, it's just different. Let me give you an example. How many people in this room would feel good about a law which required everyone to carry a government-mandated tracking device with them at all times? Yeah, no, not even one person. All right. So that's fascism, right? That's the fascist future. Now let me ask another question. How many people here carry a mobile phone? Right. I'm guessing actually 100% of the people in this room. And so that's social democracy, right? So what is the difference between a government-mandated tracking device and a mobile phone? You know, a mobile phone is just a tracking device that reports your real-time position to one of a few telecommunications companies, which are required by law to turn that information over to the government. So logistically, they're the same, you know. So what is the difference?
Turn it off.
You can turn it off, but you don't. Psychological choice.
We pay for one of them.
and you pay for one. Yeah. Choice, right? Choice is the big difference, you know. You choose to carry a cell phone, and you wouldn't choose to carry this government-mandated tracking device. So let's talk about that, you know. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that I would have a cell phone. Why would I? You know, it's a mobile tracking device, it's a mobile bug, and it operates over an insecure protocol. Why would I want one of these things? And yet I have one. And I carry it with me all the time, every day, right? Well, okay, this guy's name is John Poindexter. He's incidentally the guy who was found to be most responsible for the Iran-Contra scandal. He was convicted of lying to Congress, but then never went to jail. And in 2001, he started a government program called Total Information Awareness. And he made a speech when he announced the program where he said that data must be made available in large-scale repositories with enhanced semantic content for easy analysis. And essentially what he wanted to do was have the government siphon off all email traffic, all web traffic, all credit card history, everybody's medical records, and throw it into one big sink. Just put it in one big pile. Don't worry about analyzing it or processing it in real time. And then develop the technology to really efficiently mine this data, to pull out the interesting statistics, relationships, profiles that they were interested at any point in the future. So you just collect this big sink of data, and then at any point in the future you can go back and pull out anything that you want from it. So this was the totalitarian future. This was the cypherpunk nightmare that they had been worried about, right? This is what they had been thinking about and preparing for all this time. And people freaked out. I mean, this was a significant story in the news. People were up in arms, and in fact, even Congress was like, "What are you guys doing?" And eventually, the program was shut down. Well, okay, so why was it shut down? First of all, these people are clearly from the old world. They really don't know what they're doing. This was their actual logo. This isn't like The Onion made a logo in parody of this. This was the logo they came up with. They have the pyramid with the eye of God and a light beam shining down on the planet. That little bit of Latin under there means knowledge is power. I mean, come on, I mean, if you're gonna have some scary government program, you need a friendly logo. Don't call it Total Information Awareness. Call it the Kitten Surveillance Society or something, I mean, really, you want something that's sort of colorful, almost cartoonish, something that seems childish and really harmless, something like this. Because if you go back and you look at what total information awareness was trying to do, Google has done all of it. In fact, they have exceeded the original scope of what TIA dreamed to collect and process. And one thing that we know that they've really excelled at, and actually how they've made their money, is in being able to really efficiently mine the data that they collect and pull out the statistics and relationships of everything that they have. The past was direct. You saw people like Total Information Awareness directly trying to take your data. And the present is a lot more subtle. That it starts by soliciting rather than demanding your data, and then the eavesdroppers just move to those points where the data collects. So when I'm thinking about the future, the first thing that I want to think about is these choices that aren't really choices. And I want to deal with those as problems. I want to acknowledge that the choices are expanding and that in some sense they are becoming demands. So some projects along those lines. At first I started by thinking, okay, well, so what's up with Google, right? The main problem is that they have an awful lot of data about you. They record everything. They never throw anything away. They have your TCP headers. They have your IP address. They issue you a cookie. They know who you are. They know where you live. They know who your friends are. They know about your health, your political leanings, your love life. They know not just a lot about what you're doing, but they have some significant insight into the things that you're thinking about.